Jake Paul has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. Known for his flashy lifestyle, social media antics, and bold claims in the ring, Jake has carved a name for himself in boxing, but often through controversy rather than pure skill. Recently, he took things up a notch by calling out the legendary Mike Tyson, claiming that the former heavyweight champion was past his prime and couldn't keep up with him. This overconfidence came after Jake's win over Mike Perry, where he claimed to be in the best shape of his life. Riding high on that win, he began publicly mocking Tyson, suggesting that the legend was no longer a real threat. But Tyson, never one to back down from a challenge, proposed a private sparring session, a chance for both fighters to test the waters before their official match. What happened in that ring shocked everyone. In less than 2 minutes, Jake Paul found himself lying on the canvas after a thunderous punch from Tyson. The KO wasn't just a physical defeat, it was symbolic. It reminded fans around the world that Tyson may be older, but he's still a powerhouse capable of devastating anyone who underestimates him. Afterward, Jake scrambled to explain the loss. He blamed lingering fatigue from his recent fight against Perry. But those who witnessed the session knew the truth. This wasn't about tiredness, it was about the difference between hype and legacy.
You guys are f***ing idiots, and these people are allowed to vote. Scary times for the United States of America.
Rewinding a few weeks before the Tyson sparring session, Jake Paul faced off against Mike Perry, a fierce and rugged fighter known for his time in MMA. The fight was brutal. Perry brought the heat from the opening bell, landing heavy shots and pushing Jake to his limits. Although Jake managed to pull off a win, the aftermath told a different story. His face was swollen, cuts were visible, and he clearly wasn't in peak condition. But instead of taking time off to recover, he chose to jump right back into action with Tyson, a move that many experts criticized as impulsive. It's common knowledge in professional boxing that recovery is as important as training. Your body needs time to heal so you can enter each fight at 100%. By ignoring this, Jake not only risked injury but also showed a lack of foresight, a trait that contrasts sharply with seasoned fighters like Tyson.
But I don't know, my arms are sore today from all the punches.
Mike Tyson, with decades of experience in the fight game, saw Jake's upcoming schedule and issued a simple warning: skip the Perry fight. Focus on our match. Stay healthy. Stay sharp. This wasn't just Tyson being cautious. He knew how dangerous it was to take on back-to-back fights without full recovery. In the world of elite boxing, every punch taken during training or in a fight adds up, and those punches can leave lasting damage if you're not fully prepared. Jake Paul, however, didn't see it that way. He brushed off the advice, insisting that he needed to stay active and wasn't going to wait around. While his confidence may be commendable, ignoring the advice of someone like Mike Tyson isn't just bold, it's reckless. That choice came back to haunt him when he entered the ring for sparring against Tyson while still recovering from his Perry fight. The result? A quick KO and a moment of humility that fans won't soon forget.
Tyson called and was like, hey, what are you doing? Mike Perry's a killer. We could jeopardize everything. The biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career. And that's what makes this such a crazy fight. That's what puts the pressure on me. That's what raises the stakes.
Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson, scheduled for November 15, 2024, isn't just another fight. It's a spectacle, an event that's been grabbing headlines since the day it was announced. On one side, a brash newcomer who built his reputation through YouTube fame and viral knockouts. On the other, a living legend who defined an era of heavyweight boxing. But while Tyson has been focused on recovery and strategic training, Jake has been caught in a whirlwind of media, side fights, and controversy. What many don't realize is that Tyson is also fighting a personal battle: his health. Dealing with a stomach ulcer, he's had to approach training carefully, managing his condition while still pushing his body to prepare for a high-stakes match. Despite these challenges, Tyson has remained focused, training hard and staying quiet. Jake, meanwhile, has continued with bold comments and even dismissed Tyson's condition, stating that he's not waiting around for sick people to heal. These remarks didn't sit well with fans or boxing professionals, who saw them as disrespectful and lacking empathy. With the fight now just months away, the stakes have never been higher, and the difference in mindset and preparation between the two fighters may ultimately decide who walks out of the ring victorious.
You know, I'm not in the gym just to be in the gym. I love to put it on the line. I love to take risks. I love to do big events, and I love this. I love every aspect of this, and he's a dangerous.
Jake Paul's decision to fight Mike Perry despite Tyson's warning wasn't just risky, it exposed a deeper issue in his approach to the sport. For Jake, boxing has often been about momentum, keeping his name in the news, and creating hype. But that hype comes at a cost. By choosing short-term attention over long-term preparation, Jake has put himself in a vulnerable position. Physical injuries aside, he's also exposed weaknesses in his strategy. Where Tyson is methodical, Jake is impulsive. Where Tyson trains with wisdom, Jake trains with urgency. The difference may seem subtle, but in the ring, it can mean everything. Especially when facing a powerhouse like Tyson, who's fought some of the most dangerous men in the sport and understands how to capitalize on every mistake. The real question is, will Jake learn from this experience, or will he double down on the bravado that's brought him this far?